Okay, so it looks like, all right, folks, let me just say up front, don't dislike the video. Don't go off in the comments yet. Let's go over this information because I know you read the title and you're probably thinking, what the hell? Please hear me out. All right, season 7, episode 20, Beautiful Liar. Now, it's episode 20, so this is at the very end of season 7. Written by Courtney Richard, yet again showing that Tyler Perry has handed the show off to new writers. We're introduced to a character named Madison. Again, please don't lose your cool over this synopsis. All right. Female wedding planner. She is white, super upbeat, totally positive, and whose voice has a Valley Girl tone to it. All right, that sounds pretty hot. What? Hey, just saying. Madison has been hired to design the wedding of Gary and Andi. And she seems to be a bit clueless. It's obvious that Andi is far from over the moon about her groom. In fact, she hates Gary. Over impressed with Gary, who belongs in prison, right? Okay, what's going on here? Madison receives none of the terrified vibes that Andi is emitting at about 50,000 watts. So there's a lot to unpack here. So first of all, why the hell are Gary and Andi getting married? What happened to his pregnant fiance who we will be introduced to in season 6 named Penelope, who I believe is the sister of Tony, who is the guy running for city council who Andi will eventually get into a relationship with either in late season 6 or early season 7. Now, we need to go back to another piece of new information here. Earlier in the season 7, episode 12, Next Level, Detective Morgan, mid-40s, black. The detective is investigating Penelope's disappearance and ensures Gary that he's doing everything he can to find her. So, what the heck happened here? I mean, did Penelope really just disappear? Or did Gary orchestrate a quote-unquote disappearance in order to get Andi? Also, why is Andi getting married to Gary? Is this some sort of blackmail or something going on here? Because remember, in this particular season, we know that Andi has a detective or some undercover guy who's going to find dirt on Gary. So there's a lot of craziness going down here. I think that Gary has Andi right where he wants her, and it's clear she doesn't want to be with him. Now, if this is true and Andi's in a mess where she's like she doesn't want to marry Gary but has to, don't tell me I'm going to sit up here like, oh my goodness, I'm actually invested in these characters now. This seems very, folks, like I said, over the past several videos I've done when breaking down these season 6 and 7 character breakdowns and synopsis, I can't believe I'm saying how excited I am to watch the show. I mean, yes, it's season 7, so we won't see it until like next year, but I am genuinely intrigued to see, okay, maybe I need to get, or maybe the show, I don't need to, but maybe the show is going to make me get reinvested because I want to see how we get from point A to point B. These new writers are tearing this shit up, and I'm here for it. So Gary seems to have Andi in a position where she has to get married to him. His pregnant fiance has quote unquote disappeared. It's a major contrast between this upcoming wedding planning sequence in season 7, episode 20, to the pop-up wedding in early season 3, where Gary had every single detail of Andi's dream wedding, printed in his memory, and she was crying and loved it. And she was probably going to marry him on the spot if not for her girls. But in this scenario, she is terrified and disgusted with the whole situation, and she's going to have to just sit through it. Man. Well, let me know what you think. This shit's getting wild. That's all I have for this particular video, and I can't wait to see what the comments on this one's going to be.